How's it going, everybody? This is AfroDJMac, and I'm really excited to share with you the live performance template that I've created for Ableton Live. Now, this is a chance for you to turn your live performance set into an instrument. So I've done that for you. I've set it up so that you've got different sounds you can use. You can replace any of the sounds, and you've also got effects that you can use so that you'll have similar effects on different tracks, and you can affect the different parts of your sounds and build your live performance set. Right now I've got a little example track here, and you could conceivably keep adding scenes that are all different tracks and continue to build upon this. So let me just explain how I've got this set up. At its core, we've got 8 instrument channels, the first 8 tracks. I've got drums, I've got percussion, I've got a bass, it's a sub bass, and then I've got like some chords. And you'll notice I've labeled these tracks by their names, so these are the chords. Next are some melodies. And then I've got a lead. And then I've got another lead. Which again, you can substitute each of these channels. And then I've got transition sounds, which I'm triggering from my Launchpad. And these are great for like switching in between tracks. So, after that, you'll notice we've got 2 more tracks. I've got this drum processing track, and I've got my effects here. And you can see, let's just make that visible on the screen. We've got a set of beat repeats, a reverser, and a mute, some filters and a crush. And then I've got my music processing tracks, which again, I've got the beat repeat. Instead of a mute, I've got a tape stop. I've got some filters, some side chaining that's listening to my drums. Then I've got a reverb send and a delay send. And then on my master track, I've got the same sort of effects with those beat repeats and the filtering. And then there's a little mastering channel strip. So the way this works is all of my drum tracks and my percussion track is routed to the drum processing. So I can play a little bit of the drums here. I'm sorry, let me just skip back and do this. So I've got some effects for my drums. So I go into my drum processing chain, and you can see my effects. As I turn these knobs, it gives me a little beat repeat at different intervals. And what I've done is I've mapped it to this first row of buttons on my Launchpad, so I can easily go. I got all my different sounds. I've also got this reverser, which I think is really cool. It reverses the audio. And then there's a mute for the drums. So that can be like really nice. I've got my little like beat playing. I can do just quickly mute the drums there. Launch like some my transitional sounds using this Launchpad area here. And what I've also got on that beat repeat track, I've done the same thing with the next row of buttons for the musical sounds. So I can kind of like grab a chord there and hold it. And then this way I can go into my note mode, my notes. And I can go into my different tracks and change things up. I can prepare to do like some other musical stuff. Turn that off and then... And play some music there live, record clips if I like. I've got some other tracks that I've created little parts for. And I like to keep my instrumental stuff, my transitional stuff over here on my Launchpad, so it's always available whenever I want to create a little, transitional sound. I can use that to kind of smoothly change into another section of my track. So I've got this going. And I've got the same thing with this beat repeat on my master track, and that's on this row. And the reason I like to do it like this is that you can set this up so that you have your effects on any MIDI controls, no matter what your particular setup is. On this particular one, I've got my tape stop. That only affects my drums. That only affects my music. It leaves the drums out of it. The tape stop on the master channel affects everything. It's a cool little effect, if you want to do. You can then, while like the kind of music stopped, you can switch things do a different track and start playing other stuff. I find it really handy. So let me stop all these clips here. The next thing we've got on each channel are these filters. So the way I've set it up is I've mapped my filters for my drums here, my music here, and then my main tracks here. You can do this, of course, however you want, but just to kind of give you an idea of how this all works, I'm going to just launch a scene. So what I might do, start off with this. I've created these different drum fills on different clips, so I might start off, say, with a snare roll, but maybe what I'll do is I'll start with my filter open, my high pass. And it comes right into my next section of my track. And I've got these, I can filter out my drums, mute them. I can do the same with my music. This is the high pass. And then I can muffle the music. And I can do the same thing for the entire track. This is using the master channel. Now, another thing I've got here you might notice are some delays and some reverbs. And the way this works is the delay is on my high pass. So I'm going to turn up the dry wet. I've got this mapped to this knob here. And then when I start doing my delay, I get this nice like kind of back and forth thing going on here. And one of the interesting things that we can do here, when I get all the way to the right, I activate the freeze function on the delay. So this will delay forever, which is pretty nice because then I could stop all my clips just like that. And then I could say launch like another track of stuff. And then I could slowly bring this back out. And now my drums will come in. So it's a nice seamless transition into my next track or my different part of the song. And I can just bring in, say, my bass and my chords. And I've got the same thing going on with the low pass filter too. I've got a reverb, so what I can do is start getting my low pass going and I get this nice big reverb, which I think also is a nice way to kind of fade things out of your track. Here I'm putting it all on the music. The drums are unaffected now. And that's a concept I really want to kind of point out here, is that it's nice to be able to affect, say, all your drums at once, all your music at once, and leave the drums unaffected, and then affect everything at once. And that's what this is going to allow you to do here. Sounds here. So that's kind of in a nutshell how this works. A lot of this is designed to be consistent so that you know, like whenever you play around with your filters, you get kind of the same response on your drums as you do on your music, as you do on your main channel. And this can lead to all sorts of worlds of possibility. We can kind of stop all these tracks. I can go into note mode here on my push and say, load up my percussion. Just kind of playing a little beat. Then move into, say, my chords over here, play something else. And again, like just by going through my different tracks and adding in my different parts, it's very easy to start creating your own pieces on the fly. And same thing with my bass. And so on and so forth. So I'm going to stop that. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope it opens up a lot of creative possibilities for you. Remember, you can always change out the sounds. Right now I've got different instruments that are from my various packs. A lot of the premium packs, I'm kind of giving you like little samplers of this stuff that I've made over the last few years. Very excited. It's been 1 year of the AfroDJMac Music Production Club, so I hope you guys enjoy this for your monthly download. Thanks a lot and take care.